The champs is here.
Yo, we out here on the track when the dreamers run. Each step a testament, yeah, we get it done. Crushing all the hurdles, breaking through the pain. The Texas sun shines bright as we train in the lane. Push it to the limit, never look back. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. So lace up your shoes, let the journey commence. Texas track dad, we build the suspense.
Yo, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, welcome back to the show, guys. I don't know if y'all heard that, man. I've been trying to kick this TikTok off. We've been having some issues with that, but it's all good. I'll get it running sooner or later. But we got a good show today. We gonna talk to Coach Kev. We gonna go for some sprinter development, some mental health stuff. Pretty much all you need to know about, how to be a good coach, how how to help out your athletes and all that stuff like that. But maybe shout out to my sponsor here, WEARBANDS. If you're looking for any type of resistant bands or whatnot, if you're trying to build some speed, some strength, hit that link in the description and check that guy out. He's been very supportive to the show as well. Yeah, shout out to my guy over there at Trackborn too. If you're looking for any track and field apparel, anything like that, holler at my guy over there at trackborn.com. But let's bring the man for the hour in the building. What's going on, Coach?
Not much. How's everything going with you?
Man, it's going good, Coach. It's going good. It's going good. It's going good. Track is here, Coach. Track is here.
It's pulling up real quick. About to be
Yeah. I watched a little bit. They had a meet on the day. It was Ivy League meet. Harvard was running in it. Howard. It was pretty decent meet, man. They ran some pretty decent times, man. It's pretty impressive. Then I know I think Vandy, they got to meet tomorrow. A&M meets tomorrow. But it's kicking off, Coach. It's kicking off, man.
College is going. College is going.
Yeah. It's kicking off. But I appreciate you coming on to the show, man. So you with Texas Titans now. It's the same as Swift, right? Everybody just moved over. Whatnot.
More or less, there is most of the event group head coaches moved to form the Texas Titans. Sprints, mid distance, jumps, hurdles. Coach Tremaine, Coach Latoya, Coach Jamal. We all still rocking together.
Gotcha. Cool. Hey, I already had a picture of you, Coach, to put on the fly. I had on Coach Spencer. On the show.
Had everybody thinking Coach Spencer was Coach K, man. Hey. And he ran with it too. He ran with it.
Yeah, he hit me up. He said, "Man, hey, man, that ain't."
It's all good though. It's all good.
Oh man, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. Well, welcome to the show, Coach, and tell the audience, a little bit about yourself, before we jump into these questions.
Well, hello, y'all. My name is Kevin Scheck-Snyder, Coach K. I'm the sprints and relays coach, head sprints and relays coach for the Texas Titans Track Club. I'm looking forward to having a great season. I said that formerly was with San Antonio Swift. now with the Texas Titans, and got a lot that y'all gonna have to look forward to. Promise you
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Um, so what are y'all looking to stand out in this year, man? What events, or is it pretty much everything? Y'all, we gonna be standing out in everything.
And we got firepower across the board. Like I said, every event group. As far
Gotcha.
as far as the group I manage goes, we're just looking to make a splash to
Okay.
keep it simple. We're looking to turn some heads, break some records that have that we already broke, and break
Hmm.
some that we haven't touched yet. But
Yeah.
we're looking to rewrite the sprints book, no question. Like nothing less than rewrite the sprints book. Hopefully, have finished with US number 1 and 2, and both the 1 and 2 in the high school division. Hopefully, it goes
Hmm.
beyond that for a couple of these guys, but we have a lot to look forward to. A lot of these guys been working real hard since September, and it's
Hmm.
going to be fun.
Yeah. So how do we go jump into questions? So how you prepare their mindset, man? For a championship year. What do you tell them, coach? How do you go by that about that?
As far as recently, we at that level, we treat every year like a championship year. Um,
Hmm.
lately, it's been higher stakes, higher risk reward, and everything. But as far as preparing their mental, we compete like we train.
Yeah.
We keep that consistent. We have the same goal. We have the same vision. And we follow the plan. That's one thing
Hmm.
I preach to them. That no matter what, things will get rough sometimes. Things will go your way. Others, sometimes more than others. But we follow the plan, and that's what's gotten us, to this point. Um, Prepare it's a lot at that age, that they deal with a lot on the track and off the track, and that's the biggest thing you got to keep in mind, that no matter how machine like they may seem, these are still
Hmm.
people, still
Yeah.
kids at that. So I like to do things like we have our team bonding events. We
Hmm.
have our team dinners. Recovery Tuesday, whenever our physical therapist comes to work on anyone who needs the work done at my house, I wind up cooking everybody dinner, and we all just have a good time together, chop it up, and just have regular human relationships outside of
Yeah.
track and field. So it's a good time. Like I said, just having that line of communication with everybody. Parents come in and stay, and we just have a good vibe all around. Just try and create that connection. Like I said, it's important, and outside of that, just getting them to understand that every time we step on the track, it's business, and we're out
Yeah.
here for a reason.
Yeah, and coach, yeah. I think that's important, man. You building, that relationship with the kids, man. Show them, I mean, it's about track sometimes, but it's not about track sometimes. You got to show them kids you care, and when you do that, man, them kids do some amazing things, coach.
Absolutely, it's the hardest sport in the world, by far, to train for and compete in. So it's easy to burn somebody out with it, regardless of their talent level. So you
Hmm.
have to have that balance. You got to have
Yeah.
that balance. I try not to make it to where every time, like, in sometimes it's hit or miss, but I try and make it to where every time they see my face, or they see my contact pop up on their phone, they're not like, oh damn, like what I mean. I try not to relate Coach K to feeling a broken 400 or something like that.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it's got to be some buffer in between.
Yeah. You're right. What's one message you repeat to your athletes, man, often? What is something you always saying to them, coach, when you out there?
Stick to the plan. Stick to the
Yeah.
plan. As far as just general goes, stick to the plan. There's a lot of cues that we'll go over, but it's stick to the plan and understand that plans can change sometimes, but we always have to be on the same page with that too.
Yeah. Because it's easy to get outside that plan, man. Pressure, hey, especially when that pressure's on.
Yeah. When pressure's on, when there's a
Yeah,
lot of eyes on you, when there's a lot of
yeah,
expectations of you,
yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot
yeah,
on. Like I said, I always tell them, they said, "Do your athletes get nervous?" I said, "No, I get nervous for them." So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm over there, behind the the blocks or wherever I'm watching the race from, with my heart beating through my chest, just
mm-hmm,
trying to tell
mm-hmm,
myself I'm trying to take it off of them, but no,
yeah.
it is what it is. I try and get them to use the pressure the best they can.
Yeah, and you know what, coach, that's normal too, man. You know, being nervous, man. If you're not
Oh yeah,
nervous, man, you're not human.
yeah.
You
It
know?
don't matter enough to you.
Yeah. It's all a part of it, man. And you can get some fast PRs with them kids nervous like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now when they get out there and like I said, they running with a
Yeah,
purpose and they're
yeah,
definitely running with a plan. I guess that's another one I tell them a lot is we
yeah,
run with a plan. We
yeah.
never just take off. No matter
Hmm.
how much the adrenaline gets to us or the moment gets to us or the lights are bright, we run with a plan.
Yeah, for sure. Um, what's a favorite quote you have that keeps you going if you have one?
Favorite quote. I couldn't say I have a specific favorite quote. Um, I have my favorite Bible scripture, Philippians 4:13, that I
Uh
keep.
huh.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That was my first tattoo, and
Yeah.
that's something that, like I said, is a constant reminder. But um, it's more, like I said, just teachings and followings that I've gotten from other coaches and people that has gotten me to this point, more so
Hmm.
than a specific quote.
Yeah. Nice, coach. Um, I got one, man. I know I'm to go by, man. It's if you do what is hard, life will be easy. But if you do what is easy, life will be hard.
Every time, every time.
You know, I write that down, man, and it's one of my favorite quotes, man. I kind of read that every morning, man.
Yeah,
And I kind of live by that, man, and that's true, man. You got to put in that hard work, man. You know, a lot of people,
hundred
man, like
percent.
yeah, those kids and those professionals, man, that's on top of those podiums, man. That's not by luck.
Yeah. No, it's not in this sport.
Yeah,
Success ain't sustainable by luck in this
yeah,
sport.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
something else I tell them is there's dollars in your details. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you getting at a scholarship or you getting at a pro contract or anything between an NIL deal, I said there's dollars in y'all details. Like I said, when it
Yeah.
comes from a warm up to a race execution, all the
Mhm.
details is what's gonna make the difference. And
Yep.
that money's out there and it will go somewhere. So
Yeah.
fight for
And
yourself.
yeah, and people, man, it be so many people watching you. Them kids, they just don't know. They watch
Yeah,
everything, you know. You might think,
everything. Yeah,
yeah,
and everything's on video forever now. Like I
yeah.
say, every race you run, any training video you put out there, any interview you do, it's all out there forever. So it's always referenceable back to.
Hmm. Um, if you could sit down for 10 minutes with any coach or motivational speaker, who would it be?
That's a good one. Uh, I say at right now, as far as a coach goes, and something that we got scheduled out, Dennis Mitchell for sure.
This Mitchell, yeah, okay, okay.
Definitely sit down and like I said, we've had a few phone conversations, but as far as planning to sit down with him and really pick his brain and get to ask everything that I can that'll come to my head at that point,
Hmm.
would definitely be special. As far as motivational speaker, I would go with Barack Obama.
Yeah, okay,
That
okay,
that
okay.
would be a dream. It's a dream case scenario right there by far.
Yeah, yeah. Cool, man. Man, I would really like, I know he's gone now, but Kobe Bryant, man, his
Man,
mind was just different, you know.
it, now that you say that, if we going all the time, that's not a bad
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I would pit that as my number one. I agree with you. I agree with
yeah,
you. I like
yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah. I listen to some of his stuff, man, and that guy, man, his whole way of thinking, man. That's why who he was, and that's a
Yeah,
big part of it, man. You know it,
yeah,
coach.
yeah.
Uh,
When you talk about being nervous, that was one thing that reminded me that he would say is that he said he was never nervous. And when they asked him how it was possible to get that far into his career without being nervous, he said, "If I'm nervous, that means I haven't done everything I can possibly do to prepare myself.
yep, yep,
Whether I fail or succeed, I'm never nervous because I did everything I feel like I could possibly do." So
yep,
I try and implement that, but
yep,
while keeping a degree of realism that not everyone's mentality, especially every athlete's mentality coaching, is not going to be Kobe Bryant. So you
yep.
got to find that calm middle.
That guy was a dog, man, and he
Every bit.
refused to let anybody outwork him. He used to tell me, "You already beat. You would never outwork me," you know. So don't even try, you know. Yeah,
Playing in
that
the
guy
head.
was that guy was something else, man. He was something else. What is your core philosophy when developing sprinters from beginner to elite?
Coach the whole athlete and put the focus on speed at all times, no matter what we're doing. Whether it's like I said, from base training up to peak phase training, so everything we're doing is some type of element of speed or sustaining it. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the weight room, when it comes to how we recover, when it comes to like the timing of our recovery and everything like that, it's all structured at getting faster. Um, as far as coaching the whole athlete, kind of referencing back to doing what you have to do, doing your part as a coach with their mental health. And the
Mm-hmm.
athletes deal with a lot at home, in school, on the track, and everything in between. It's a lot. Like I said, I have
Yeah.
a wide, I guess, a wide range of types of people in my athletes. The type of human beings in my athletes are, they're all great people, but they're all so different in their own way. So
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn different avenues of communication, how, different signs to look for if someone needs a, are you okay? Like, just things like that. It's a lot, but like I said, when you really care and you care to see these kids do good on and off the track, it's never a bother. So
And coach, what I'm gonna say this. Just let me know what you think. Can you coach every athlete the same, or is it?
no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I attribute a lot of my success to my adaptability.
yeah.
No, you cannot coach every athlete the same. They can be the same speed. They can be close. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
they can come from the same household. They can be siblings in the same household, and you cannot
Mm-hmm.
coach them.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I
it's a lot of characteristics you got to look for that go into that.
yeah, and that's part of being, a good coach, man. You know, recognizing what works and what don't work, because it ain't gonna work with all that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't use the same script for everyone, you know.
You can't.
You
You can't.
yeah.
It doesn't make the same impact for everybody. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
different backgrounds, different uh, coming from different programs, coming from
Yeah,
different countries. Just
yeah,
everything like that.
yeah.
It's a lot that goes into it.
Man, coaching is a chess game, man.
It is nonstop,
It
nonstop. And there's no end game to it. Like I say, you
yeah,
just doing this for the development of athletes. When
yeah,
one
yeah,
gets to the peak of where you want them to be, it's going to be another athlete to push to their peak, and just
yeah,
it's never ending. It's a never ending chess game.
yeah, for sure. When evaluating young sprinters, what are the first things you look at? Is it mechanics, strength? Is mindset one of the biggest things for sprinters, or is it kind of you got to have a strong mindset across the board for whatever you're doing?
in this sport for sure.
Yeah.
I would say physically is just a quick twitch. There's a certain quick twitch that if you had to pick some that you look for, their impact on the ground, where they're striking the ground, just the
Mm-hmm.
rotation of everything, certain stuff like
Yeah.
that physically, but mentally, how consistent they are and
Mm-hmm.
everything. You watch their warm up habits, things like that. If you have time to evaluate someone over multiple days, how they carry
Yeah.
on habits, how they adapt to corrections you make, stuff like that. So, a couple of my fastest guys, when I was asked, what was something different about coaching them, it
Mm-hmm.
was 100% how quickly they adapt to coaching cues and how easily they can hold those changes and implement
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That is definitely different.
Yeah, man. It's something you got to recognize, man, because sometimes kids they want to do the sprints, but they might be better at the mid distance or a jumper,
Yeah,
or so
yeah,
you got
yeah.
to make the moves.
Yeah,
Um,
sprints are exciting, and I
yeah,
get it. I get it. Everybody wants a piece of it. I get it.
yeah, but it's it's a lot to go with it. Man. It is a lot
A
to
lot
go
to
with
go with it. It's taxing on your body. It's taxing on
it.
your
Yeah,
brain.
yeah. And it's like, man, those. And don't get me wrong, all track athletes' body go through something, man. But like
Every
particularly
event.
sprinters, yeah, particularly sprinters, man. Those muscles, man, they do some weird things, man. you,
They
because
move
they
at
moving so fast.
yeah they move at velocities that take an impact and take a toll on your body. It's
Yeah,
like I always say, our recovery protocol is just as important as the training we go through.
yeah,
There's no way to bounce back from the workouts you put sprinters through. There's no way for them to bounce back fast enough without something helping
man.
them, like in the form of physical therapists, contrast bathing,
Mm-hmm,
cupping, massages, a chiropractor. You're gonna need extra hands on you because of the
mm-hmm.
strain you put your body under.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So everybody can hear that too. Yeah. Get those kids to some recovery and stuff like that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Chiropractor. Like I said, whether it's a local recovery spot, I know. Like I said, we utilize. God bless Dr. Kyle. He's kept all our athletes healthy, and like I said, he kept Tate going as late as he did in the season
yeah,
last year. We have a team PT. Being Dr. Kyle, and I attribute a lot of my success, a lot of my athlete success to
yeah.
him keeping everybody up and moving. So it's by far one of the most important components of having a
Hmm.
successful track team. Is not saying you have to have like an on-staff PT, but having some type of connection with a local recovery spot, or a combination of a chiropractor and a massage therapist, like someone who can help these athletes out with the recovery on a regular basis,
Hmm.
is it's a game changer.
Man, those doctors, they work some miracles, man.
They sure do. They sure
they,
do.
they
No, for real.
they work some miracles. You hear me?
I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen
Yep.
some very crucial moments
Yep.
at different parts of the season. I've seen
Yeah.
them work magic.
Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. Hey, shout out to them. Dr. Collins. Shout out to Dr. Collins in Midlothian, man. Hey, that's my guy there. Um, what are the most common technical mistakes you see in youth and high school sprinters?
People trying to toe drag.
Mm,
People trying to do this toe drag. Um, a lot of people are, they're watching training videos, and
yeah.
they're going off initial, sensory reaction. So, they're hearing this noise, and
Hmm.
they're seeing an obvious drag. You see these kids tear their max flies apart and blowing them to smithereens, dragging their toe, and people putting tape on, the toe and stuff like that. But it's, that's all a mistake. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you know the whole backstory with Asafa and everything, on how that even started, that was never
Hmm.
ended on being something that that it became. So
Mm,
not focus,
yeah.
not focusing on low heel recovery, not focusing
Yeah.
on a good punch and a drive out, but trying to consciously create friction to make a noise. Like when you say that out loud, it doesn't even make sense.
Hmm.
If your goal is to move faster, so that's I'd say that's 1A. That's
Yeah.
number one.
Man,
Number,
I hated the toe drag as a parent, man, because we bought them
I
spikes,
know
man. If
it.
they
I know
don't,
it. I know it. Like I say, if it happens, like I say,
uh,
it's not the top of your toe. I want you dragging. Like I said, if a little drag occurs, if there's a little bit of friction, like I said, that's just a byproduct of low heel recovery.
okay.
I don't want a cue to be. I'm going to slide my spikes. I'm going to drag my toe for 3 steps, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get to punching to get through my dry face. No, that's how you run slow.
Yeah,
That's
that's kind of like it's kind of like you creating less force doing that anyway, right? Because you're not putting, yeah.
You're creating less force. You're delaying when you're actually going to start creating force, if you even get to that point. It's
Mm,
a lot of things that you're kind of working against yourself on.
yeah. That's good, some good information there, coach. Yeah, that told you. Yeah, that was a rough period there.
It's an epidemic, man. It's
It was, man.
Bad out here, man.
It was rough. It was rough. How important is acceleration development, and what key checkpoints do you teach?
It's imperative. I mean, it's very important. You can have a high max velocity, but if you can't get there efficiently, it's not gonna matter. You can have a real high meters per second. If we're getting there 30 meters into this and we're only able to hold for a certain, barely any time at all, then it's not going to go well. If it takes too long to get there, you're going to run out of track to work with. But what was your second part of that question?
The key checkpoints. What key checkpoints do you teach? As far as acceleration, they run in pretty much. When do they hit the acceleration phase? Just say I guess we can use 100 for example. What checkpoints do, because some people really don't know, because everybody don't have access, to get good coaches,
as far as
like you stuff. Yeah.
In 100, we're what?
Yeah.
No,
Because some parents think. We'll say this real quick. So some parents think, like, especially the parents that's coming just not getting in the sport, they like to say, I need you to run this full speed, this 100, this 400, you run a full speed. Oh yeah. That's not physically possible. You see what I'm saying? Can you just explain it a little bit, Coach?
It's a process.
Yeah.
It's not everyone has their own method. Everyone has their own philosophy. But like I said, we run race models.
I think you're breaking up a bit. Let's see if I can
of a given race.
Yeah, you breaking up just a bit.
My bad.
Yeah, you're back now. We can hear you now.
Yeah. No, just saying. We do race modeling. We do different things in different workouts in practice to basically have them execute what I want them to execute at each given phase of a race. So to say just come out and go full speed, that sounds good, and that may even be what it looks like when you play it on a video in full speed. That may be what it looks like, but there's a plan that you got to go through. Like I said, you can break it down, per age group or talent level into as few or as many steps as you want. But like I said, I'm coaching mine through a drive phase. Like I said, we can break blocks down into 1,000,000 steps, but once zoom out, the blocks, we're going through our drive phase for, like I said, around 14 to 16. And once I say that, at the end of our drive phase, we don't stand up, we accelerate out of our drive phase. So as we get through that, from that punching motion to up tall cycling motion or in striking under our hip, like I said, we focus on just increasing the frequency as we rise up. The taller we rise, we don't keep the frequency the same. We don't keep everything the same. If we're changing our body position, it's to allow our body to do something a little bit different. So increase that frequency and velocity as we get taller. And like I said, it's just at that point, you're up through that acceleration phase. And like I said, we're going up all the way up through our deceleration. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And I know you say it all the time, how some sprinters are like perfect at this phase of the race.
Yeah. There's been successful sprinters that attack it different ways, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you talking about that. Also, I always like to ask this when we talk about sprints and stuff. Do you think sprinters is more of a DNA base? Is there such thing as a sprinter as DNA, or
the top successful sprinters going?
Yeah, let's say. Yeah, well, I guess we can say not. Let's say elite sprinters, because it's, like I said, it's a lot of sprinters. We can say what, power 4, power 5 sprinters. or whatnot?
The DNA has a big part of it. It's a big part, but there's no question that it can't do it alone. You
Gotcha.
may be able to be the fast kid up to a certain extent, but like I said, in today's track and field world, once you get to that high school level, you have guys running pro times, so
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
it- it's different once you get there. You can't
Mm-hmm.
talent and just will your way to a 9.8.
Yeah.
That's not doable. I can
Mm-hmm.
flat out say that's not doable without training and dedication towards your craft in that area. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's not happening.
Yeah, yeah, because you can have that bloodline and all that. If you're not putting in the work, it's
You can
not
have a
gonna work out for
bloodline.
you.
You can be a professional athlete in another sport and still
Yeah.
go out there and go Tyreek went 10-1 or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
is, something like
Yeah.
that, and DK went 10-3 or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
about that range for a professional peak athlete of another sport.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah.
is what it
Yeah. 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 No doubt. How do you balance speed work, strength training, and recovery throughout the season?
is. It says strength for one. All three of them are implemented throughout the entire training year.
Yeah.
Strength, obviously, being a component of our base. A big strength being a big component of our base training. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in early off season up through fall training and stuff like that. We'll be in the weight room a little bit heavier and frequently than in season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Speed, we work speed year round. No question about it. And I said we're not to say we're spiking up going 60 meters or out of blocks or anything like that every single week.
Mm-hmm.
But at every phase, we are working some type of speed work at least once a week. At
Mm-hmm.
every phase, and we ramp up. As we get closer. Recovery,
Mm-hmm.
there's no balance of recovery. That's just a regular part. The balance is when we train, we recover.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have they have a recovery protocol that they follow every single training day. Every Tuesday, like I said, Dr. Kyle pulls up to the house, brings all his, if he needs to bring his tank for cryo, he brings it. Ultrasound, cupping, whatever the athletes may need. They communicate with him throughout the day, kind of leading up to when we meet up for practice.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll anyone who needs the work done, we'll get it done here at the house. And that's like I said, that's become a regular part since off season. Since off season started, that's just become a regular
Mm-hmm.
requirement, pretty much.
Okay. And we gonna get into some recruiting stuff real quick too. I got one more question about speed and stuff, and I really want to ask this question because I know a lot of people need to hear it. What role does consistency play in long term speed development?
It's everything. It's not a role. It's everything. You have to apply it to everything.
Yeah.
Um, if it's long term speed development and long term being like year in year out consistent progression and success, that doesn't come without focusing to some extent on handling your diet. Not saying you have to eat perfect, not saying you have to eat any specific diet or something like that. Everyone is different, but you have to put some type of intent, some consistent intention into eating a certain type of way. Um, Recovery, you have to be consistent. If you don't, you will not have the legs to be successful on the track. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being in practice, being in a weight room, communicating with your coach,
Yeah.
making sure your coach and parents are on the same page. Everything has to be consistent. If
Mm-hmm.
we're talking long term success over years, consistency is everything.
Yeah, coach. I think sometimes, man, a lot of athletes and parents, man, they think of quick fix, man. They want it.
Yeah,
They want the kids
they
to
want
be
it. They want
they
it.
want they want to be fast, quick, and sometimes it don't work like that.
Don't work like that. And
Yeah.
if you wind up program jumping a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
your child may get faster off of physically growing and maturing like that, but as far as their development and education in the sport, it's going to be real tough on them jumping from
Mm-hmm.
system.
Okay. Okay. Um. So did you seen that process with Tate?
Say
As
it one
far
more
as the
time.
law, you seen that process with Tate Taylor with
Yeah.
the long term.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
He's a good kid, man. He's a good, he's different, man. He's a good kid. I had a good time
That's
talking to him. Yeah,
that's my dog. Like I said,
yeah,
day in day out, that's my dog on and off the track.
yeah. What let's jump to some recruiting stuff right now. What do college coaches truly look for in sprinters beyond the stopwatch?
The type of impact you can make on their team, the type of person you are. A lot of kids may just look at these in-home visits as just part of the process. If you're fortunate enough to get to that point and have these in-home visits and stuff like that, but like I can sit up here and talk for hours on everything I've learned from these college coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But that they really pay attention to what type of person you are, how you interact with your parents,
Yeah.
everything like that. So they're really looking at the type of people they bring in. I mean, grades is obvious. When you're in college, and like I said, your GPA will average out with your team. And like I said, your sports team will have a team GPA and stuff like that. So if you wind up being an athlete that brings down the overall team GPA, you're gonna wind up costing them some money. So obviously, what type of student you are, what type of person you are, and outside the stopwatch, like I said, just how you conduct yourself, your practice habits.
Yeah.
Not just the type of person you are, like I said, but the type of athlete you are, for sure. The type.
Yeah. Because like you say, man, they bring in one bad seed, they can destroy the whole team.
One bad, one bad, apple can wreck everything. Like
Wreck everything.
I
Yeah,
promise you.
yeah, and that's on all levels. That's,
On all levels and all types of
yeah,
groups
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything, but
yeah.
especially in a sport where, like I said, you want to try and be as close to physical and mental and emotional equilibrium as you can to perform is
Mm-hmm.
toxicity and, like I said, bad blood and stuff like that amongst
Yeah.
training partners on a team, anything like that is
Mm-hmm.
it's bad. It can get bad quick.
Yeah. The coaches got to be careful, man. Especially those college coaches too,
Can't
because
coach
their jobs
everybody.
online. Hey, say it again, coach.
You can't coach everybody. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, it's tempting sometimes. When
Yeah.
you'll have an athlete, whether it's in your city, hit you up to go from one program to another, and or whatever type of jump it is, but it being tempting because the stopwatch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you have the type of connection with your athletes where you can really talk to them and understand, like, hey, talk to your captains, talk to the older ones on your team, the seniors. Hey, do you know so and so? Okay, what type of what type of athlete are they? What stuff you ever seen them at a track meet at school? What stuff you ever notice anything? And most of the time, it's good things and nothing crazy. But I say, have you ever noticed red flags?
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
ever talking crazy as hell to the officials? Anyone ever trying to start a fight after getting cooked in a race? Stuff
Yep.
like that. So you
Yep.
you gotta kind of trust your athletes on that end to some extent on that too.
Mm-hmm. And those recruiters, they look at what you do when you win a race, and they look at what you do when you lose a race.
Gotta know how to lose before you know how to win, man.
That's right. That's right.
That's a bold quote, but no, it's
Yeah.
real. You gotta
Yeah.
learn how to lose. Like I said, because this sport, you'll never go undefeated in a lifetime career. At any level, unless, like I said, unless I'm like sorely mistaken. I don't think anyone NCAA. I know it hasn't happened in the pros, but just outside of Mondo and his pole vault, but no one's just going undefeated like that. So
Mm-hmm.
you will have those moments, and the impact of a really taking a loss really bad can have unfortunately a bigger effect than taking a win really good. So you can wreck a
Yeah.
lot.
And I always say this, man, those people that are successful, man, they lost at one point. They just learn from it. It's
And they lost on a tall stage too. They
yeah,
lost
yeah,
on a big one.
Yeah, yeah, that's how you learn, that's how you develop. We got a question on IG for you, Coach. Hold on one second. Let me pull it over here. What are your thoughts on track clinics? To be honest, as a parent, I see it as a money grab, but or college coaches at these track clinics.
I'll be the first and very clear to say not all clinics are created equal. Um, and it seems like a money grab, may not have been the clinic for your athlete, for one reason or another. There are some great clinics out there. Personally, like I said, I've been a part of some, and I've attended others. There's some great ones out there that have made a difference in my career that I can personally attest.
Hmm.
Then there's others that it's a money grab. It's
Yeah,
like my guy Coach Will said something this morning on Instagram. There's a lot
yeah,
that can be replicated because you saw it somewhere and it's being distributed online, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's being put in this super expensive
Oh,
clinic.
there he is. There.
It's a super expensive clinic that that just it doesn't make sense if you know what's going on. It don't make sense.
Hmm.
Things wind up,
Hmm.
and a lot of those wind up getting canceled. Wind up
Yeah,
not even happening. After people who know what's going on, just like I said, take a look at it. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Coach Will. Yeah, there he is right there. Coach K, the coach of the
My
year.
dog, man. That's my dog.
And
That's my dog. Shout out to Coach Will
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, shout out to Coach Will for sure. That was from their question was from ET Junior on IG. And also somebody said Coach K is the GOAT. Ahmad Run.
Appreciate
Let's
it.
see. All right, here we go. So yeah, that's some good information. But yeah, some of those you're right. Some of those clinics, yeah, make sure y'all research those clinics
Yeah,
and
just vet your clinics. Like every
yeah, yeah,
clinic
yeah,
should have listed who the clinicians are. Like I said, whoever is coaching and everything. There should be some type of background, some type of list, or whatever the case is. So just do your research.
yeah.
The clinics where you should be attending, it won't be hard to find the information on the people there. I promise you that.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Um, what should parents understand about their role in the recruiting process?
That they can make or break it just as much as the athlete. They need to thoroughly understand that. Uh, I understand. You can want to protect your baby. You want the best for them. Um, but know that fine line of in influencing your will and opinion over what this athlete wants to do with their future. Like just
Hmm.
find that fine line. If at the elite level you get down to splitting hairs and you're trying to decide to go to LSU or go to Oregon, and you're having a real strong influence on your opinionated influence on where you want your child to go. If they're leaning this way and you want them to lean this way, and I know I'm not trying to press them, but I feel like I know what's best for them, and I think
Yeah,
those are two
yeah,
great track programs, to being honest. So I mean, I
yeah,
don't think
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
loss going in there. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they can make or break it. These home visits are just as much for y'all as they are for the athletes. And
Hmm.
then when I say for y'all, I mean y'all are being evaluated just like the athletes.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen coaches go on a home visit, and like I said, the things may have not gone well with the dad, and they were kind of cool on the kid after seeing kind of the environment and upbringing, and even that kid's reaction to certain stimulus. So
Hmm.
it's a lot that can stem off of a parent's behavior in a lot of situations.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, 100%. I always say they those coaches they recruiting their families too. They're
Absolutely.
not
If
just
you plan
yeah,
on being tied to them for 4 or 5 years,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, they recruiting a family. And if
Yeah,
y'all act, if your family act a certain way when them coaches, come around,
that stopwatch can't be fast enough to want to sacrifice a certain amount of peace. You know what I mean?
yep, yep,
It's not worth it sometimes.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this too. Parents, y'all got to stop it with those demands sometimes. If the numbers ain't matching and all that other stuff, you
Yeah,
yeah,
there's easy reality checks.
yeah,
Luckily in this sport, there's easy
yeah,
reality checks you can do.
yeah,
Just look at
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
demanding.
yeah,
And like I
yeah,
said,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
dollars in the details. Like I said earlier,
yeah, yeah.
if you really zoom into these details,
Hmm.
even in certain cases, if your baby got the same PR as this other kid that got a little more money on his scholarship, um,
Hmm.
well, if you zoom in on the details, that kid right there got a 4.0 GPA. He coming in with 12 college
Yeah.
credits. He was team captain. He's actually he's hit a consistent 45 in the 400 3 straight
Hmm.
times, not just one time.
Yeah.
Details will play into that. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, I just understand the bigger picture.
And coach, I want you to, if you can answer this for me, because I need some parents to hear this, because I had a few parents to hit me up with this. Their kid getting recruited, they're a senior, right?
Hmm.
They go to the college website, they look at the roster, and their kid is faster than the kids on the roster, but they're not getting offered a full scholarship. Can you just elaborate just a little bit on that coach's way of thinking or why it's like that?
Every coach has a different vision, and at the end of the day, every coach runs a team differently.
Yeah.
Um, and again, you got to zoom into the details. If you say running faster than a kid, like if you have a kid who are you talking about like actively, like my kid is in this current season running faster than this kid on this college team, why are they not offering full? Or are we talking about like, because there's a difference, like if we're talking about like after a season's done, my season PRs were better than his, why am I not being offered a full scholarship?
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about just say current PRs.
Okay.
They going into just say they going into their senior year. They haven't ran the outdoor yet, but just say they're going based off of what they did last year, their junior year in state, right? Then they
Yeah.
go to this roster. Just say they ran. They look at the roster, and it's probably what one kid on there that's running their time, and they
There's certain details that even go beyond me of
yeah.
there's certain scholarship values put to certain things and so many factors that go into all that money at this point.
Hmm.
Roster limits made it a little more simple, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's still a complicated business side of that stuff. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
there's a huge
Yeah.
business aspect to that, the
Yeah.
scholarships and everything. You got to also look at versatility, event versatility. If you're coming in as a senior and you're running 45.5 in the 400 and a 20 point whatever in the 200, if this college athlete here and you have minimal relay experience, you really don't have 100 on
Hmm.
paper and nothing like that. Well, this college
Hmm.
athlete here, he's not running 45.5, but he's running 45.8, and he also runs a 20 point low, and he's a short. He came from a short sprint background, so while he runs that 45.8 and that 20, he runs a 20 point low, and he can run a 10 flat.
Hmm.
There's versatility,
Yeah.
aspects that
Yeah.
come into that as well. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really comes down to how many points you can score that team. How many
That's what I
points you can
just.
score that
Yep.
team at conference.
Yep. That's what I was just about to say too. It's depending on if you're going to score or not too. That's one of the main things. Are you going to come in
Yep.
and are you going to well? What can you do for us?
What can you do for us? We
Yeah.
gonna give you 6 figures in education
Yeah.
and NIL and stipends and everything like that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what are you gonna bring to the table? And like
Yep.
roster limits made it simpler. Like it's really not much more of, all right, well, we gonna give you 80%, and if you do well next year, we'll bump it up to 90. Like no, a lot of these D1 schools and other schools are on full scholarships, so
Hmm.
it's full or nothing damn near at this point.
Yeah. 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 And hey, just if you really want to go to that school, if you think you faster than everybody there, sometimes you got to bet on yourself. Take what you can, get in there,
Yep.
If you talk the talk, walk the walk, get the scholarship next year. You
Work
know,
for it. Work
yeah,
for it.
work for it for sure. Um, let's see here. How do you address mental health with your sprinters, especially under pressure? I know we mentioned it a little bit, but how do you address that?
To zoom in, definitely recommend. Again, you can't require any of this stuff, but I highly, highly recommend all my sprinters that not to your frequency with them is that's up to y'all, but see a sports psychologist.
Yeah, yeah.
Just if it's once for the whole season, cool. If you feel like that's
Hmm.
what you need, and and it helps, awesome. If it's more frequent, awesome. I got a few in different circumstances. I got
Hmm.
some that see sports psychologist once. I got some that see her a little more frequently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
based off of need. So
yeah.
it is very important. I try and keep that, like I said, an open line of communication with my athletes to tell, like, so they understand, like, you have to communicate on how you feeling. You have to tell me how you feeling, so I know what I can
Hmm.
ask of you. Uh, as a person, an athlete, I don't know what limits there are at the end of the day just off of watching. Like, I can observe so much, I can read the room, I can take my cues, but if you're not talking to me and let me know where you at mentally, there's only so much I can assume and do. So definitely, again, sports psychologists, keep that open line of communication and treat them like people. Treat them
Yeah.
like sometimes that they are just not gonna be feeling it, and sometimes it's worth saying, "Nah, look, let's be big dog. Let's figure it out. Let's lock in real quick. Let's compartmentalize whatever's going on, and let's get to business and handle whatever we got to handle after. And
Hmm.
find a balance of when to just call the dogs off and say, you know
Yeah.
what, you're not feeling it today, and I see it.
Hmm.
You're gonna hurt yourself if you keep doing it at this rate. So instead of being emotional in this weight room over here, let's go ahead and chill out today. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Let's instead of taking our aggression out and wind up overextending out these blocks and blowing our hamstring to smithereens.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put our flats on, get a little grass lap, and go home. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with going to that sports psychologist and all that, and
no, no,
it
it's
helps,
nothing
man.
wrong with it. It's a lot right
Yeah.
with it. Though, I promise you that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps, man. A lot of athletes go there, man, and they get right, and because it's a lot of pressure, man,
Yeah,
on all levels. We're dealing with with sports, man.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you actually mentioned that. I think I had Coach Noel actually have somebody to come out. He says to his practice too, and
Hmm.
talk to the kids and stuff like that, man. And I just hope the coaches who are listening to this, watching,
Yeah.
start implementing that stuff a little bit more, man.
Yeah, we have a sports psychologist we work with. Ashley's great. She came out to practice last, I want to say, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. Came out and just said, just as a reminder, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. These are my services. If you ever need anything, please reach out. Just and
Hmm.
talking to parents and the athletes all before practice, just as just a little refresher.
Yeah,
And it's great. Like I said, and
yeah,
multiple athletes we have utilize her, and she, like I said, she's been great from day one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For the athletes who listen to it, if y'all thinking y'all need to talk to somebody, just reach out to your coaches, reach out to your parents, so they can get y'all some help. So y'all can go talk to somebody. Just don't keep going to practice, being depressed and being stressed out and all that stuff. Make sure you get somewhere where you can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Got another question right here for you, Coach, real quick. Um, does a college athlete have to compete for a scholarship each year based on performance on the track for the school, or is it not a 4 year scholarship for a track athlete at the D1 level? At the D1 level. So basically, asking, I know the answer, but he's asking you about it. Does a college athlete have to compete every year for a scholarship, or does he get all 4 years paid for stepping up to the plate?
Um, at this point, I don't know if anyone's paying out 4 years in advance. Um, to that extent. But what I will say is, um, I have athletes that went to college out of my program under both circumstances, honestly. Um,
Yeah.
but I will say even the ones that are under guaranteed 4 years, you are evaluated every year as if you were on a pro contract.
Yep.
It is a performance based contract.
Yep.
If a school is investing $100,000, $80,000 a year in your education, they're going to expect you to do your job. And that is performance based. That's what you earn that scholarship on. You're not maintaining a scholarship off of potential. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that may be a small element of what got you the scholarship, but as when we're trying to maintain, it's entirely different. Um, no, if you get a scholarship as a 100-meter runner and you're going 10 flat, or you're going 10-1 whenever you sign that big SEC deal. If you have a rough freshman slump year and adjustment to the system, like I said, there is different levels of leniency that you can not assume, but different situations that will have different levels of leniency.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe freshmen, being in that area, but you go, that sophomore year, you're going 10-2, 10-3. It's going to be a real. I'm not saying like you're gonna get cut right then and there and everything, but it's gonna be a real tough and a really real conversation with you and your event coach and you and the head coach of that team going into the off season of the next year of, hey, look, it's about to get real. Do your job. Just a little reminder. And again, this isn't every coach has their different evaluations and stuff like that, but if there's a regression and it's not a coaching error, if there's not a lot of turnover on the staff, if it's just not you, if it's you not doing your job, if it comes down to that is why things are not going the way we projected because you are not doing your job, you're not going to maintain your money anywhere.
Yeah. And man, you said some stuff there because hey, when
You're
you
not
go
going
to
to maintain.
college, when you go to college, you go down there and play if you want to. You go find yourself at home pretty quick.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get home. You're gonna get sent home. If you go in and play, you be sent home before midterms. You be home in October,
Yeah.
real smooth.
Yeah, for sure. And if you get recruited from a school and like you say, it's rare that school's gonna offer you, hey, we're gonna pay for all 4 years,
Yeah,
Now
you don't see that much.
yeah, you don't see that much. If you're getting offered, you probably want to go ahead and try to dial in with that. But like
If
you said
you
too,
can get a
yeah,
guarantee like that, and
yeah,
have someone who knows how to read contracts, read that contract with their
yeah, read
school,
that.
and
Yep.
hey, if it looked good, it looked good.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. And that, hey, I'm glad you said that too, because yeah, it's a contract that has to be signed. And the parent,
Every agreement, yeah.
man, and you have to, parents, if you're listening, read it word for word, read it twice, make sure you understand.
I
Make sure you
understand. Yeah,
understand.
I understand. Everyone, like I said,
Yeah.
whether everyone's finances are different, whether you have to hire a lawyer, whether you just know a lawyer, whether someone who's like someone who to some degree shows some type of success in a legal background,
Yeah.
specifically if it can be sports applicable, awesome. But just try and have someone who knows what they're doing, read that contract. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's a bunch of snakes out here and nothing like that, but you just want to really understand what situation you
Yep.
put yourself in.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Whether it's a scholarship, whether it's a program like the Nike Elite program, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's something like you're going pro, that pro
Yep.
obviously that pro contract, but like
Yep.
everything like that, you really have to understand what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah. NIL stuff too, yeah.
NIL,
Yeah.
everything. You
Everything. Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
have someone who has some type of experience in success in dealing with this stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. Good stuff, coach. Good stuff. So this gonna be the last question here, then we gonna get out of here. What is one thing you wish every sprinter understood about the journey of success?
It is not linear. success is not linear at all. You will have moments where you will have a dip, whatever a dip looks like. You'll have that. It's a journey. Like I say, it's not just riding the bike downhill the whole time and just getting to take your feet off the pedal and kick back and have a good time and enjoy the ride. That's if you want to be something in this sport, it's way different. It's way different. Like I said, the easiest athlete to think back to is Tate. He's been through these ups and downs at different points in his career. My guy Jake's definitely had some ups and downs in his career. I said coming from another program, being an international athlete. Like I said, he's seen a lot for his age. He's ran at a high level for his age, obviously, and it's a lot that can be taken from it. So it's a lot.
And I hope y'all listening to those wise words because it's the truth, and need to live by that. If you're trying to do something special, you're trying to go to special places, man. That's what it's gonna take. You're gonna have to have that mindset, and you got to get right on a lot of stuff.
You
And it
gotta
can
have
be
that dog mentality on whatever that is for
yeah,
you. Of you can't be pessimistic and just
nope,
and just look for something to blow up around every corner because you can't maintain success like that. You can't enjoy nothing like that anyway.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so you got to find that fine line of not being pessimist. Just looking at things with whatever mindset is successful for you, with whatever works
yeah.
for your mental. And you just got to be consistent with it. You just got to ride with it.
And that's the key, being consistent, man. You
In
ain't gonna be
everything.
motivated every day. You're not gonna be motivated every day, but being
No,
consistent,
no,
you know.
And so I have
Yeah,
those days when my athletes will pull up and they're ready to work, and there's other days where we
yeah,
make eye contact.
yeah,
And within the first 2 seconds, I know what type of workout this is gonna be. I don't care if we got a 10-meter dash. I
yeah,
know what type
yeah,
of 10-meter dash is about to be. So
no
it's a
doubt,
lot that go into it.
no doubt, coach. Coach, yeah, I appreciate you coming on. You got any shout outs or anything, coach?
Man, no, I gave Coach Will a shout out for sure. But, shout out to, like I said, shout out to my squad. Shout out to the Texas Titans. Shout out to my athletes. Shout out to my athletes' parents. Shout out to all the coaches on the staff. Big shout out, Coach Tremaine. Shout out to my guy Dennis Mitchell. Like I said, there's been a lot of good conversations. My guy Coach Flo at UT. My guy Llewellyn Starks. It's been a lot of real impactful and, like I said, real, very real, and like I said, enlightening conversations with these people that's had a huge impact on my coaching career that I couldn't be more thankful for. So shouts out to everyone who's played a part. Like I said, from athlete to parent to coach, support staff, everybody. Huge shout out. Much love to all y'all.
And that's what's up, coach. You surround yourself with good people, man. That's like-minded people who wanna succeed, and have goals, set goals, man, that's gonna rise you above with them. Y'all gonna rise together, man.
Absolutely.
Um,
I got a good squad, and God is good. So I say you put them together, it's gonna be real hard to stop us.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And guys, I dropped Coach Kev IG in the comments there. Y'all can click that link. Um, and make sure y'all go follow Coach, man. He doing some amazing stuff. Doing some amazing stuff. But once again, we are out of here. Coach, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Go get them this season. I definitely be watching y'all, man. I'm following y'all. Y'all keep up that good work, Coach.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on. This was a great time. I appreciate it. Tate said he had a great time. I knew it was going to be identical. So I appreciate you, and I promise you we're going to put on a show for you this season. I promise you that.
No doubt. I'm gonna be watching. Hey, I'm try to make it down. I know you was talking about that Texas A&M, that
Hey,
meet
so
down there.
Texas A&M, I'm gonna have my elite group just run a 4x4. We're just gonna get a nice little shakeout of 4x4. See how it goes. But we gonna hit the VA showcase and really pop off some fireworks. So January
Nice.
16th, 17th. If you got
Okay.
time, whether it's in person or in front of a screen, like I said, just let me know how you can tune in.
I'll be dialed in, man. I'll be dialed in. Hey, y'all go follow Coach. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure y'all follow me, IG, Instagram, YouTube. You know what it is. Hey.
The champs is here. Yo, we out here on the track when the dreamers run. Each step a testament, here we get it done. Crushing all the hurdles, breaking through the pain. The Texas sun shines bright as we train in the lane. Push it to the limit, never look back. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. So lace up your shoes, let the journey commence. Texas track dad, we build the suspense.